So just a quick devlog this week. There's been quite a bit going on in my day job, but I've still found enough free time in the evenings and the weekends to make some progress with Drawn Before, which I'm still working away on in the background. But the first thing is that the Steam page is now active, and it's quite a long-winded process in setting up a Steam page. I've found working out the description that explains the game properly, as well as creating quite a lot of different assets of the game, you know, screenshots, the Steam capsule images, and all these other things that you don't really think about. There's numerous smaller items that goes into that, which I wasn't particularly aware of. I went in a little bit blind, and perhaps I should have gone in a little bit more prepared, but I'll know for next time anyway. But I did submit it last week and it was accepted. They did recommend altering the aspect ratio of a couple of the screenshots to 16:9, which I thought I already had done actually for every single one of the screenshots, but it turns out there were a couple that slipped through the net. But that's all I needed to do, and then it was completed. So the link to the Steam page will be in the description to this video, so go ahead and give it a wish list if Drawn Before looks like something you'd be interested in. I've also been at work refining the level 1 boss, which I mentioned last week, working out some of the art and making a semi-interesting route around the ogre and the falling blocks towards the exit, and I can't say I'm 100% happy with either the art or the overall level design at this moment, so I'm probably going to scrap at least parts of what I'm showing here and going back to the drawing board a little bit with this one. It's not bad, and I'm quite happy with the sound effects and the ambient noise in the level, but the ogre sprite still needs some work, and the background art of the level is a little too varied, even taking into account the embedded aesthetic of sporadic hand-drawn art that this game has. It still looks a little bit too disjointed in places this level, so I want things to look a little bit more cohesive, and I've got a few plans to get that back on track. I've also been working on a few enemies and some small visual effects in the tutorial level in order to spice things up slightly as well. I've added bats with associated ambient sound effects, along with a brief section of lightning in the forest area. There's also a shader which I've implemented to have some sort of pencil shavings blowing in the wind at various sections of level 1 as well. Again, all of this is just to spice up the look of the game, give it a little bit more juice in places, simply because I'm not able to utilise parallax scrolling, which is a very easy effect that you can add into a lot of side-scrolling platform games in order to give them a little bit of depth. But with the aesthetic I've got, you know, everything is supposed to be hand-drawn on paper, and you can't really have various levels of paper scrolling past each other. It won't really make sense in the context of the game. There might be a way around that I've not thought of yet. I'm not 100% sure, so maybe that's something to keep in mind. But these are all just effects that I've been working on in order to make sure that the game is visually appealing, just visually interesting, I suppose, as well, to keep things moving and keep the player interested in what's going on. I also ran into a few problems with my settings menu, and specifically the global volume levels for sound effects and music. I noticed a few areas in the code which weren't quite right, and it was quite a long-winded process to go and rectify that, but that's all resolved now as well. I've finally gone through that and sorted it all out. So yeah, this is just a very quick update this week, as there wasn't too much to share, and most of what I've been working on was, you know, less interesting background items and tidying up sections of my code so far. But during the next week I'm hoping to get the boss battle level art finalised and implemented, and I've also got an idea for a possible collectible item which will be, you know, one of the very rare collectible items in the game. I want to keep this a very standard, very simple platform game, but the collectible item I have planned will add into the story that I'm telling within the game as well, but I'll talk a little bit more about that next time. Anyway, thank you for continuing to watch. Please do subscribe if you'd like to follow this journey into making this game, and if you are interested in Drawn Before, then please give it a wish list on Steam. As mentioned, the link will be in the description. But that's it for this one, and I'll see you next time.